Vietnam is one of the world's leading rice-producing countries. Each year, tens of millions of tons of rice straw are generated after every harvest season. However, in many localities, rice straw and other agricultural residues are still managed through open field burning, a long-standing traditional practice in Vietnam. It is a habit deeply embedded in the collective memory of generations. Vietnamese farmers work diligently in the fields, preserving long-held customs, yet unintentionally allowing those inherited practices to leave behind invisible environmental impacts. This activity not only generates emissions of fine particulate matter, PM2.5, and toxic gases, but also directly deteriorates air quality, threatens public health, and contributes to climate change, as well as broader global environmental challenges. According to the project's preliminary survey conducted during 2024 to 2025, 73.78% of farmers consider open burning to be the fastest and most convenient method of straw disposal. 9.76 to 10.98% have not fully recognized the impacts of straw burning on air pollution and soil degradation. These gaps in public awareness became the starting point of the project. That is both the rationale and the driving force behind implementing the project across rice fields in Vietnam. Within the framework of the project implemented from 2022 to the present by the Global Alliance on Health and Pollution, with funding from the UK Department for Environment, Food and Rural Affairs, the Vietnam Center for Environmental Incident Response has been designated as the focal agency responsible for project management and communication outreach. Beyond conferences, workshops, panel discussions, and conventional awareness-raising activities, the most effective approach has been field-based research conducted directly on the rice paddies, engaging farmers from their own lived realities and understanding their concerns and long-standing challenges. Based on this approach, the communication strategy was developed around three core principles. Communication must be grounded in real production practices, combined with training sessions and hands-on demonstrations, enabling farmers to see, hear, and implement the solutions themselves. Communication must deliver tangible benefits and be tailored to specific target groups rather than applying a one-size-fits-all approach. Most importantly, awareness raising must go hand in hand with behavioral change and be sustained over the long term to ensure lasting impact. And the journey of change did not begin in the fields. It began in laboratories, where scientists studied the biological decomposition mechanisms of rice straw, tested microbial strains, and analyzed climate and soil conditions specific to different rice-growing regions. From the laboratory, solutions were validated at production facilities. Processes were optimized, and only then were they introduced into the fields. Once applied on-site, the solution was no longer theoretical, it became practical application, then trust, and gradually a new farming habit. Over 4 years of implementation, the project mobilized more than 30 member organizations of the Vietnam Association for Conservation of Nature and Environment, along with nearly 200 experts, of whom approximately 59% were women. The achievements of the past 3 years are being sustained into 2025 as the project continues to be implemented across 4 provinces and cities and 6 key communes. The project implemented a multi-platform communication campaign, widely disseminating information on the harmful impacts of open straw burning and the benefits of alternative solutions through television media, press outlets, and social media channels. The content were beyond warnings. It focused on practical guidance, providing concrete, locally adaptable solutions aligned with actual production conditions. The communication strategy was developed for clearly defined target groups. Farmers, the primary target group, providing hands-on solutions supported by clear economic evidence. Mass organizations and local authorities, equipping them with technical materials, data, and scientific evidence to integrate into grassroots action programs. Young researchers and students in agriculture and environmental fields, inspiring innovation and promoting applied research initiatives. The broader community, raising awareness of the connection between agricultural production practices and air quality. Through articles, through newspaper pages, through communication materials and public outreach efforts. These efforts did not end in numbers. They represented partnership. They embodied collective action. They reflected empathy and shared understanding with farmers on their own fields. Because this is their livelihood. This is their way of life. This is what they depend on. For harvest, for use, for the income that sustains generations. Throughout 4 years of implementation, the project's training programs were designed with a practical, farmer-centered approach. The content were beyond information dissemination. It provided in-depth analysis of the linkages between open field straw burning and air pollution, soil quality degradation, and potential public health risks. In parallel, technical experts delivered hands-on guidance on the application of microbial products for in-field straw treatment, explaining the biological decomposition mechanisms, treatment timelines, and the technical conditions required to achieve optimal effectiveness. Importantly, the training sessions incorporated comparative economic analysis between traditional burning practices and biological treatment methods, enabling farmers to gain a comprehensive understanding of production costs and benefits. Post-training survey results indicated a significant shift in awareness among participants. The proportion of farmers with a full understanding of the harmful impacts of straw burning increased from 67.78% to 89.47%. Meanwhile, 95.79% reported awareness of and plans to adopt alternative solutions following the training. These changes provide a critical foundation for promoting more sustainable production practices in the years ahead. In advancing practical solutions, rice straw is no longer burned immediately after harvest. Instead, it is treated directly in the field using microbial products adapted to local cultivation conditions. The decomposition period has been shortened to 14 to 15 days, allowing straw to rapidly transform into an organic soil amendment. Soil structure improves, becoming more porous and nutrient-rich, gradually reducing dependence on chemical fertilizers and other costly agricultural inputs. According to records from participating farmers in 2025, results from pilot communes in Vĩnh Long are as follows. An Trường commune, production costs decreased by 364,167 dong per 1,000 square meters, approximately 15% reduction. Fertilizer use decreased by nearly 40%. Plant protection products decreased by approximately 37% compared to 2024. Hội An commune, plant protection products decreased by approximately 40%. Fertilizer use decreased by approximately 3.2% compared to 2024. Ninh Province, average production costs decreased by 12 to 15%, equivalent to approximately 280,000 to 320,000 dong per 1,000 square meters. Main reductions from fertilizer use, 25 to 30%. Plant protection products, 30 to 35%. Average yield increased by 5 to 7%. Additional profit increased by approximately 1.2 to 1.5 million dong per hectare per crop. Soil became more porous, with reduced lodging and lower early season pest incidence. Regarding productivity, harvested output increased from 550 kilograms per 1,000 square meters in 2024 to 562 kilograms per 1,000 square meters. Since 2022, the project has developed and assessed 10 technical protocols and 6 technological solutions against scientific criteria and practical applicability within the Vietnamese context, aiming to reduce open burning, promote sustainable agricultural practices, and advance circular economy principles. These figures reflect not only technical effectiveness, but also a fundamental shift in production mindset from treating straw as waste to be eliminated to recognizing it as a resource to be regenerated and utilized. In the Mekong Delta region, the project's activities have gone beyond reducing open straw burning. They've also contributed to advancing the government's policy direction of developing 1 million hectares of high-quality, low-emission rice cultivation. The application of microbial products, the reduction of open field burning, and improved agricultural residues management represent concrete steps towards building low-carbon rice production system in the region. In localities where the project has been implemented, including Vĩnh Long, following administrative consolidation of Vĩnh Long and Âu Trà Vinh and Ninh Bình, measurable environmental impacts have been observed. Across participating farming areas, 100 hectares were managed without straw burning. With 100 hectares under non-burning practices, an estimated 3,250 to 3,900 tons of carbon dioxide equivalent were mitigated across the production area. As a result, emissions of fine particulate matter and greenhouse gases from open burning were estimated to decrease by approximately 25 to 30 tons of carbon dioxide equivalent per commune per production season. In Nghệ An province, given its distinct climatic conditions and production scale, the project has focused on establishing a foundation for future low-carbon rice model, tailored to local conditions and scalable for broader replication. This transition has not only improved local air quality, particularly during peak harvest periods, but has also reduced smoke dispersion into residential areas, schools, and rural transportation corridors, an issue that had been repeatedly raised in previous years. More importantly, limiting straw burning helps preserve soil organic matter, mitigate soil compaction, and prevent long-term land degradation, challenges widely recognized in rice production across these provinces. Each hectare free from burning smoke represents not merely a technical adjustment, but a shift in production mindset from rapid disposal to the sustainable management of agricultural resources. In addition to workshops, training sessions, and policy dialogues, the project launched the Greenfields Clean Air Competition, a dedicated platform designed specifically for farmers. The competition created space for farmers to directly share their experiences, innovations, and practical solutions in reducing open field straw burning, adopting environmentally friendly cultivation practices, and enhancing agricultural safety. Through this platform, effective field-based models were showcased, enabling successful practices to be disseminated and replicated more widely. Prior to this, the project organized an innovation competition for university students, attracting nearly 100 proposals focused on sustainable agriculture and emission reduction. Several initiatives received national and international awards and were highly recognized by international partners for their creativity and practical applicability. Continuing into the fourth year of implementation, the farmer competition has been extended to encourage broader participation. This is not a platform for organizations or enterprises, but a forum dedicated to farmers, those who directly create value and play a pioneering role in advancing sustainable agricultural transformation. The project has also been implemented in coordination with universities, research institutes, and local authorities. This multi-sectoral collaboration provides a strong foundation for scaling up the model. As the project moves into its third year of close engagement alongside farmers, carrying with their concerns and aspirations, statistical figures, implementation results, direct outputs, indirect communication impacts, none are as meaningful as the shift from awareness to action, from inherited habits to conscious stewardship, from nostalgia of past practices to giving back to the earth with commitment and determination. The aspiration is not limited to hundreds of hectares across 5 provinces, but towards millions of hectares nationwide, where farmers across Vietnam's fields can access constructive knowledge and practical solutions. Towards green agriculture, towards environmental protection, towards voluntary change, beginning with the smallest actions. The project extends beyond the rice fields. Experts from the Vietnam Association for Conservation of Nature and Environment have played a central role in scientific coordination and expert mobilization throughout the implementation process. Through the association's professional network, the project engaged the Environmental Incident Response Center, ENTEC, the Center for Humanities Research, and several universities. The participation of these institutions has ensured scientific rigor while establishing a multidisciplinary collaborative ecosystem spanning research, micro-bioproduct manufacturing, communications, and field application. In collaboration with universities and research institutes, teams have worked directly in laboratory and pellet production facilities to research, refine, and optimize straw treatment solutions tailored to Vietnam's specific climatic and cultivation conditions. By bridging scientific research with on-the-ground production practices, the project has established a solid foundation to ensure that proposed solutions are not only theoretically sound, but also practically feasible in real farming contexts. The production and pilot testing of biomass pellets derived from agricultural residues has not only addressed post-harvest straw management challenges, but has also opened pathways towards a circular agriculture model, transforming byproducts into resources, reducing emissions, and aiding economic value. At the same time, the project has worked closely with local authorities at both commune and district levels to ensure that implementation models align with local conditions, secure community consensus, and establish a basis for scaling up. The engagement of local governments has been instrumental in organizing training sessions, mobilizing farmer participation, and sustaining project outcomes beyond the implementation period. Besides, in 2025, the project introduced an innovative initiative through the establishment of a community health network aimed at enhancing public understanding of the health impacts associated with open straw burning and agricultural residue burning. In parallel, the network promotes practical solutions to prevent and mitigate environmental pollution and its adverse effects on human health. It is this collaboration among scientists, policymakers, and farmers that has created a resilient value chain, enabling solutions not only to be implemented, but to be widely disseminated and sustained. That the project has generated measurable shifts in both awareness and behavior among farming communities in the implementation areas. In parallel, the project employed a multi-layered communication approach. Mainstream media to build credibility and ensure broad outreach. Short-form videos and social media platforms to foster direct engagement. Innovation competitions to encourage proactive participation. Field-based training to drive behavioral change. These efforts generated cascading impacts across different time horizons. Short-term effects, increased awareness and improved access to information. Medium-term effects, observable changes in production practices. Long-term effects, the formation of sustainable farming habits and the development of green practitioner networks within communities. Beyond gaining a clearer understanding of the harmful impacts of open straw burning, many households have proactively transformed their agricultural residue management practices, gradually shifting toward more environmentally friendly and sustainable solutions. This transition has produced dual benefits: environmental improvement through reduced emissions and air pollution, alongside enhanced economic efficiency through soil restoration, reduced input costs, and stabilized yields. The project aligns closely with Vietnam's commitments to greenhouse gas emission reduction and its pathway towards achieving net zero emissions by 2050. At the same time, project activities contribute to the implementation of the National Green Growth Strategy, the National Target Program on New Rural Development, and regional initiatives on low-emission agriculture. In addition, the project developed a methodological framework for identifying open burning hotspots and analyzing their linkage with air quality indicators, providing a scientific basis for environmental management and policy formulation. This framework holds values not only within the implementation areas, but also as the reference for knowledge sharing and replication at national and regional levels. The results achieved reflect not only the effectiveness of communication and training activities under the project, but also the significant potential for scaling up the model in the coming years. This serves as a critical foundation for expanding implementation efforts, enhancing toward a lower emission and more sustainable agricultural system in the next phase. Awareness does not change overnight, but when farmers truly understand the impact of each small action taken in their fields, transformation unfolds steadily and endures over time. The Global Alliance on Health and Pollution UK Department for Environment, Food and Rural Affairs project has contributed to tangible change, from hands-on training sessions conducted locally to rice fields choosing not to burn straw, from shared innovations to farming models that are being sustained and replicated. These achievements are not merely numbers, they represent the foundation of a more responsible agricultural approach, one that respects the soil, safeguards the environment, and protects community health. The road ahead still requires continuity and expansion, yet the first steps have made the direction clear: reducing agricultural emissions, protecting air quality, and progressively building a more sustainable agricultural system for Vietnam. We walk alongside this journey and find meaning in small acts of gratitude. One does not need to till the soil directly to love the land. It's not only farmers who benefit from golden grains of rice. Each of us depends on nature, on the land, the water, and the air. And this modest journey is the more gesture of appreciation offered to Mother Earth, with gratitude and reverence for every seed that creates opportunity for farmers across the provinces where the project has been implemented and completed.